Hey Taurus, this is Perrymore Tarot's daily reading for March 10th, 2025. This is for Taurus. Last shuffle coming out for Taurus here. Taurus. There's some stuff that you got to heal. You need to forgive your parents, Taurus. I feel like you got this before, but it's really important that you do that because it seems as though by not forgiving them, by holding resentment, by looking at them and casting them in the dark light, even within yourself, it's messing with your head. It's preventing you from connecting to your heart. It's preventing you from trusting, from taking the lead, recognizing good from bad, especially in relationships. So what the Spirit's asking you a lot of questions. What do you want? What does your heart really want? You have family, friends, and guides. They're trying to tell you something. This is your passed on loved ones, your spirit guides, right? Guardian angels, even to some degree. Now, I am seeing something to that magnitude. It seems as though they're wanting to tell you. It's almost as though they want to show you what happened and why. So this feels very personal. I have to be honest. Today's readings have been very personal. So I don't know who this is for. It feels very personal, like I'm speaking to one person. Whoever I'm speaking to may have felt like you have already forgiven your parents. Like you almost may have felt like I had no choice, so I just did it. But your past on loved ones may want to show you something because it's almost to say, I've forgiven them, but I'm still disappointed in their actions. I'm still disappointed. Every time I look at the situation, it fills me with sorrow. Even if you have forgiven, I get it. I'm sorry. I get you're sorry. I accept it. I still love you, but there's something there still. Now, these loved ones, like I said, the past and loved ones, your ancestors, your spirit guides, they want you to see something about your parents. So I don't know who this is for, but they're calling out to this because you are meant to expand and be open and more vulnerable, and so spirit is saying you're not. So I don't know who you may feel like you are. But I understand this 100%. Been there, done that. I thought I was okay, and then you're not okay because you end up getting triggered by something. So yeah, and there's certain situations I've gone through where I know for a fact I'm okay. I'm not struggling with it. You can bring the person's name up. I can see the person. I don't really care. I have no feelings about it whatsoever. I'm indifferent almost to it. And I kind of feel bad for them, actually. I'm like, I'm sending you a lot of mercy, a lot of grace, because whatever you have gone through for doing what you've done to me, I feel sorry. I feel bad for you already. I'm hoping that, there's some padding on that, but behind it yours, because you about to get popped. And so I'm sorry, but um, this family, they want you to see that life is mysterious. Things happen in mysterious ways. But if you were able to see things from the eagle, vantage point, if you were able to see it from way up high, you would see how that was the only way they could have gone. Now they're showing me a football game. How you would be watching the game and you'd be like, the so and so was open. They could have taken this pathway, or they could have tossed the ball to this person. But when you're on the field, you can't see what we see. And so to this person, there was no other way but the way that they went. And perhaps that is the truth. Like there was something that they saw we couldn't see. And so there's something about your spirit team wanting you to see that your parents had no other choice. There was something about what they had to go through that was supposed to impact you in a certain way, and that was just it. And if you were able to see it and understand it, then you would be able to forgive it and fully forgive it, because they're showing optimism, a thought process of the Queen of Cups and the Three of Swords. And this is about saying that your parents are searching for forgiveness from you. Even if they are, say, gaslighting you, even if you feel as though to some degree maybe they're manipulative or they took advantage of you in ways that you can't really wrap your head around. They're showing that they're open, receptive to being forgiven, even if they passed on, even if they're still alive. But forgiveness is about, according to this, it's not just forgiveness. Like, oh, okay, it's good that you were abusive. I'm so happy to that you're still breathing, kind of vibe. It's more of understanding, trusting yourself, because I'm seeing that's the forgiveness. Spirit is saying, trust yourself. What does your heart want? Really dig deep and say, my heart really wants this. When one is in a position, or has to be in a position where they need to forgive their parents, fundamentally something has been closed off. So therefore, a lot of times, I don't care what we do with our heart, right? It means you were heartbroken here with the Three of Swords, and you probably couldn't wait to get away from them, or something. There was a separation to some degree in this, right? Now, however that goes, you look at a real, like a heart, like a physically, you're scientifically looking at a heart medically. You're saying, if any part of that heart is closed off, right? Say, because we're doing spiritually, I'm protecting myself. Any part of your heart is closed off, stopped off, blocked in any way, you die, right? Or the chances of you dying are really, really, or your quality of life drastically declines, right? And so they're kind of throwing this out here spiritually, that although you may be guarded, then you're not able to see what you really want. Because I'm seeing someone who thinks they know what they want, but they still keep getting salt when they're supposed to get sugar. Like, they're still getting it. And I'm like, but I forgave them. And Spirit's saying, if you did, then there would have been some things that would have changed. And that would have been that you would have really trusted your talents, your skills, and you would have accepted that you just stand out rather than being triggered. You just stand out. Like, you are one. Wherever you go, people start staring at you. I bet when you walk into a place, there could be 1,000 people in that room, and you come in, and there's a lot of eye contact. You turn around, you're just like, what are they staring at? Why the heck are they looking at me, man? And it's like people automatically can sense that you're a leader. They can already sense that you are someone, a force to be reckoned with. You attract powerful people. I'm seeing you attracting a very powerful person in your life. This is a person that is very positive, very powerful, and very good intentions. There's someone that you attract, or you are attracting in your space. If you are looking for assistance in some industry, what industry would this be? Something like, well, your work ethic, or work issues, or electronics, I guess physics, geology, astronomy, any of the like earth sciences, like say you're into crystals, there's someone that is like a master at this and wants to come towards you and assist you. This is someone who's very, very upbeat, very optimistic, sees a way out of no way, sees ways to do things, even if you're down and out. This is like the Indiana Jones of a person. And they're showing that this person is attracted to like-minded individuals. So therefore, you are a very powerful and optimistic person yourself. But I'm seeing someone who has a hard time trusting the timing of their life, not realizing that everything that you ever wanted came exactly when you needed it. And even down to, say, I need to forgive my parents. There's a lot of things that you wanted that required your parents to act in a certain way, right? If you're growing up and you're saying, I want to be famous, well, your parents then had to take on another aspect of the contract, which was going to push you into the limelight, which would have been making you uncomfortable enough to say, I can't stay here. Is you would have stayed and became Mr. or Mrs. Elm Street. Wherever the road you lived on, you would have probably stuck around because they were loving, supportive, and comforting. And even if they were that, there was something else that they had to do that pushed you away. It had to, because that was what was slated for you. Now Spirit's saying, well, what does your heart want? What do you really want? I'm seeing angel number 0110. That's the number of a person who stands out. People want to couple with you. That breaks down to a singular too. People want to partner up with you. Right? You are a very attractive individual. but I'm seeing that you have to work through some issues. Your south node is very important in this. They're also bringing up a lunar eclipse, and I feel like a lunar eclipse is coming up this month. I think it's the 15th, but I can't be sure. But this will be a time, the lunar eclipse phase, where you're going to be healing this, whether you want to or not. You're going to realize that you are a survivor, not a victim, and see and be aware of what was keeping you stagnant, especially in love relationships, because I am seeing romantic relationships taking a hit. Like you get into them and you realize it's not what you want, or there's something about it that's definitely leaves one wanting for more. But you may also be, to some degree, either, if you're not forgiving, there's another aspect of this too. It's like, if you're not forgiving of your parents, you may be attracting people who are like them. And then these people also haven't forgiven their parents. So they're also attracting people to punish. So interesting dynamic I'm seeing. Taking steps is the Hierophant and Page of Pentacles. And so this intention, taking steps, right, is to learn, pay attention to every, like, there's a universal truth I have to put out here. The universal truth is that for you, this is for you personally, right? This universal truth is that nothing is really coming towards you to break you down. And someone here is learning that everything comes that you want, comes when you need it. That much I'm seeing. It doesn't seem like it at first with the moon, right? You may even feel like you're being watched. I'm getting a strong vibe of a Taurus who's like, everywhere I go, somebody's staring at me. But I'm also seeing that you may be taking steps to figuring out what your next paths are, what your next path is, rather. Observing your surroundings, paying attention to the details and saying, yeah, I really don't like that detail. I really don't like that color. I don't like that pattern. I don't want this. It's very important that we're doing so. Because if all eyes are on you, which is what I'm seeing, the right eyes are on you as well as the wrong. And you're going to need to know exactly what to look for. So it is time for some of you just to forgive your parents. I'm sorry to keep rambling, but it's so repetitive. Now, peace with the Knight of Swords and the Seven of Wands. There's a peace in understanding the details of something. And I see that your intention is to say your piece. Someone is planning or has the intention of speaking the truth, really, if their voice shakes for real. It seems as though you are standing up for yourself. But one thing that Spirit wants you to understand is the more that you defend yourself, the deeper you put yourself in this place where you aren't forgiving your parents. And they don't want you to defend yourself. They want you to know your truth, and your truth is the ambition that drives you. That is your intention. The intention is like, intentions are like motivations, ambitions, and things, the reason, right? And they're saying that the peace will come from you focusing on your talents and your interests and your skills, not in defending yourself or standing up for yourself verbally, telling someone what for. it just puts you deeper in some kind of a prison. Focus on what your heart wants. Ask yourself, if you could do anything, what would it be? And focus on that. And trust that that is where, like, okay, if that's what I'd rather do, then that's what I will put my energy into. Do not put your energy into anything else. The Spirit is asking you to use a potion. 3 drops of rose oil, 3 drops of lavender oil, and 3 drops of neroli oil, and 4 ounces of pure distilled water. Now, they're saying that if you want to know who the right person is for you, and you're saying, even if you're in a relationship, even if you're not, you would spray this on before you go to bed, about 15 minutes before. You would spray it on your towel, your pillowcase, your bed, your sheets, your blanket, whatever. Lightly. Now, of course, you're not going to like drench it, right? Of course. And then it's like this is something that will reveal itself to you in a dream. So whoever you dream, you know what I mean? It's like you'll be able to see, who is my real true person, or where do I go? What do I do to attract my real true person? And if my person that I'm with right now is my true person, what can I do to maintain that relationship? It's like you just ask these questions. How can I get real love to come towards me? So whatever is revealed to you, and then keep like a dream journal. I'm really bad with that. I need to do it. But there's some dreams that I can't ever forget. I don't care what happens. But you could be dealing with a Cancer, a Libra, a Virgo, another Taurus. We also have Capricorn, Pisces, Scorpio, Gemini, and Aquarius. So you could be a Taurus, Gemini cusp, dealing with the Gemini, Cancer cusp. We have Virgo, Libra cusp, Libra, Scorpio cusp, Capricorn, Aquarius cusp, Aquarius, Pisces cusp. The only signs I don't see here are fire. So you could primarily be dealing with an Aries, Leo, or a Sagittarius. If you're not dealing with those signs, which you don't have to be, those signs could also be in your chart. If you'd like to book a personal reading with me, my links are on my page. Peace, love, and light. Take care.